Good morning. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you guys had a wonderful and feastful Thanksgiving yesterday. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys about winterizing your coop. I think they know I'm here. Hello? Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I know. All right, let's bring this in. Oh, okay. Yep, let me open this up. You guys are thirsty, huh? I know. I had to take your water away because it was frozen. Well, excuse you. Good morning. Yeah? Now I gotta clean these boxes. Oh, happy chickies. Happy chickies. Happy chickies. Hi, little stink. Pics of this. Even when there's snow on the ground, they can still free range. I think there's some seeds there. Maybe. Alright, so to winterize our coop, what we did, as I posted on Instagram and Facebook, was put plastic up. This is heavy duty plastic. And around the trimming of doors, we tried to put some tape that will make it stick. So far, it's pretty good. And around the run, also, we put some plastic up. Now, that's just to break the wind. And I'll just take a walk around. Yeah, we put these boards here because the wind was pretty strong the past couple of days, so we had to put a weight on here, otherwise it would just tear these right off. So the extra weight helps keep the plastic down a bit so that the wind can't get under it and rip it off. The rocks help too. Why, hello! You know, the sun is on the other side of the barn. Ooh, what's over here? Oh, there's another chicken. Another chicken. She looks like she wants to fly up. Yeah, you can't get in that way, honey. So we put the plastic all the way around. And whatever plastic was coming out, as you can see, we tried to put something heavy so that when the wind comes by, it won't completely pull the plastic off. It only keeps them a little bit warmer. I mean, it's maybe like 2 or 3 degrees warmer in the chicken coop than it is outside. It's just to keep them away from the wind. So what's the benefit of keeping them out of the wind? Chickens are most likely to get frostbite if they're out in the wind, out in the cold. So this plastic up breaks the wind a bit, so the wind won't come in through the chicken coop area. And as you saw, there are parts of the wall, I guess you could call it a wall, that we didn't put plastic up. That's so that there's still some ventilation in here so that the chickens won't get any respiratory issues. So even though you're protecting them from the wind, they still need ventilation. There's a discussion in the chicken raising community about heat lamps. Should you put a heat lamp in your coop in the wintertime? I don't feel comfortable enough to do that. I don't think it's necessary because chickens, their feathers are very similar to a comforter. If you think about the inside of a comforter, you have those lovely downy feathers that if an animal rips the blanket, then you have feathers everywhere. Well, a chicken's feathers are like that. They have this nice smooth layer on top, and then underneath that smooth layer, they have these curled, small, downy feathers. So that's what keeps them warm. And heat lamps are really only necessary for chicks because they don't have that nice warm layer of feathers yet. But I know of at least one other person, a good friend of mine, who uses a heat lamp in the wintertime for her chickens. She hasn't had any problems with it catching on fire or anything like that. So it works for her. I don't know how long she keeps it on for or when she turns it on. I really don't know, but I know that she has one. And I know that I'm in a couple of chicken groups on Facebook, and there are people who swear, don't ever use a heat lamp. You'll regret it. You'll lose your coop, you'll lose your flock, you'll lose everything. So because of the way the coop barn is set up, I don't think it would be a good idea for me to use a heat lamp to keep them warm, but I've also done my research if it is absolutely necessary, and people go both ways, but with the way that my barn is set up, I don't think it's necessary for me and my girls. But if you're considering it, do your research, talk to other chicken farmers. Some people swear by it, some people don't, so do your own research and come to your own conclusion. You know your flock better than any of them, so any other person. So definitely do your research, check it out. I was hoping to come back in here and these girls would be off of the nest, but they are not. Lovely. They do look pretty. They're pretty birds. For breed purposes, this is an Americana. She lays bluish, greenish color eggs. This is a Rhode Island Red. Thank you, roosters. She lays brown eggs. This is my Silky. She lays a creamy based, yeah, they're kind of a creamy based egg. I consider them brown. And this is a Colombian Wyandotte. She lays a brown egg, Americana, right here. Bluish color egg. And that's Chestnut. He's a rooster. He's a good daddy. Okay, so let me get in here. Hey, honey. Hello. Good morning. May I have some eggs, please? Are there any under here? Did you not lay one yet? Oh, I don't see any. Okay, excuse me. All right, you're working on one, so I won't bother you. Excuse me. Thank you. Good morning. creamy-ish egg. Yeah. Fake egg. Right? White egg. Dirty white egg. I'll be cleaning that. Yeah? Nope. Thank you. So in other areas of the world that are much colder than Western Mass, I've seen people put insulation in their coop, which has helped keep the chickens warm during the frigid nights. But also having cold hardy birds helps immensely. What does that mean, a cold hardy bird? A cold hardy bird is usually a bird that has a smaller comb and a smaller wattle. I think she wants treats. Or a place to lay. Who knows? Anyway, cold hardy birds. She's gonna talk when I'm talking. You weirdo. Anyway, cold hardy birds usually have a smaller comb. From what I've read, they usually are dual purpose birds, which means you can have them as meat birds, and they're also really good egg laying birds. So if you don't have a cold hardy bird, they're more prone to get stress cold, which happened to one of my girls last year. One of my white leghorns was so cold, she wouldn't move. She was huddled up like this all the time. And I thought, oh no, I'm gonna lose her. But no, I didn't. She survived. What I did was just keep her in a warmer spot. I put her on the porch. I did isolate her from from everyone else, just so that she could get food and not have to worry about other chickens getting her food. And she had her own water dish, and that helped a lot. So she was able to come back within a couple of days. So, yeah. So I wanted to show you guys what I meant by the downy feathers in a chicken. So, I don't know if one of them will let me touch them, but we'll see. No. Okay. Oh, she'll let me touch her. So, of course, chickens have this nice smooth top layer of feathers, they're usually thinner feathers. You know, they're very flat, very smooth. And under them is this other layer of these fluffier feathers. Sometimes they're a little bit curled, and that's what keeps chickens nice and warm. Right, honey? It keeps you warm. Yeah. Such a chill bird. But you're not too happy with me. How cute that's dilating. You can see. All was dilating. I'll leave you alone.